everybody, and welcome back to Clark Sparks Welding. Today in this episode, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to market yourself. I've got a couple questions on how you should go about this and the way that I do it. And so I'm going to give you a few tips today on how to sell yourself and how to market your business so that you can be profitable and make the most money that you can. If there is one thing that I can't stress enough, if you're going into business being being a mobile welder or providing a welding service from your shop or from your garage, whatever you have, uh, the biggest thing is marketing. The day that you go into business for yourself, your job is to find work. It's not You need to change your mindset from I'm a welder, people are going to bring me projects to work on, or I'm going to go work on projects and I'm going to weld. That's not the correct mindset to have as a business owner. That's a good way to be out of work essentially, and eventually if you don't have any work, you're going to go bankrupt. So the thing to focus on is your marketing, and I think we all kind of know this in the back of our minds that if we don't market ourselves, if we don't find work, we're going to go broke. And so that's what we have to keep in mind as we begin our businesses and we try to be entrepreneurs. Is marketing and sales is what's going to bring us profit. So the ways that we can go about doing this is there's a lot of different ways to market yourself, a lot of different ways to sell yourself. You you can approach this as you're selling a service. You can approach this as you're selling your welds. You're selling yourself. People are buying you instead of your service that you're providing. Uh, they they use you because they need a welding service, but you can sell yourself. Things like that. You can sell that you have a cool welding truck. You can do a lot of different things with sales. You can. This is going to be your how people perceive you, your sales and your marketing. You can, like I said, that marketing can be, oh, these guys, these welders over here, company uh, double A welding, whatever. They are the guys with the slick welding trucks, or these guys have the best TIG welders, or these guys can weld aluminum. That's that's how people are going to perceive you, and the way that you market is going to be is going to determine what you do for work. And so if you don't do anything, good luck. That's you're gonna be left high and dry, go out of business because nobody's gonna remember who you are, remember your name, or care about you. So market your work and don't think it's not important because it is. If you're trying to go big and maybe bigger than you already are, maybe you can be successful and not market yourself, but from what I've seen, that's just not the case. So if you want to be able to be big, like any company that has made over $1 million, you've gotta market yourself. And the way that we can do that is through door-to-door sales or cold calls, things like that. Cold approaches where, and this basically just looks like you calling companies, you asking to speak to a project manager and talking to them, seeing what projects they have going on, if they need a welding service provided. And you say, well, I'm company double A welding, and this is what we specialize in. Do you have any need for that service? And if they say, well, no, call me back in a couple months. I'm calling those guys back in a month. I'm calling them probably every month to try to follow up and see if I can get on one of their projects with them. But that's the cold calls. I think I read somewhere that has probably the a not super high return rate on the effort that's put in. I'm not sure though. It's definitely something to explore and see if that works in your area. That's one thing to keep in mind too. Some of these will work better in certain areas, or they'll work better in, or they'll suck in others. So keep that keep that in mind as you're doing this. Try a bunch of different things, but don't give up if it doesn't work the first time. Keep trying for a long period of time in all of these avenues so that you can really get a feel for what works and what doesn't. Um, you can hand out business cards and flyers, pamphlets, and things like that to showcase kind of what you do. Put those up in stores. Put a sign up outside your shop on a main road. Make sure you follow all the laws that are associated with that in your city. But you can put up signs and things like that. Like you'll see billboards for these big companies or for a car dealership. Uh, I don't know how effective those are either. I've never done that personally. Never really needed to. Um, I don't. I kind of do a different route with my business, but those are two options that you can do to market your business and market yourself. The next thing that you can do is let your work speak for itself. When you get that initial client or that initial customer or first project, knock that one out of the water. Do it for a a good reasonable price, not too high. Make sure it's not too low either. You don't want to lowball any of the other guys. You want to come out being competitive. If you can provide a quality service, set your price competitively because you don't want to get stuck at a lower price for a long time. You don't want your regular customers to come back 3 months later and say, "Oh, well, you upped the price. I come to you because you're cheap." Set your price at a competitive rate for what's around you in the area, and let your work speak for itself. Do a good job, and make sure that you do it in a timely manner, and it meets the customers. Um, it satisfies the customer. That's what we're working with here now. You may be your own boss, but now your boss is the client that you work for. So really focus on making them happy and doing a really good job. The the next the next thing kind of goes hand in hand with that, and that's word of mouth. Um, your reputation is going to make or break you in this industry. If you do a few jobs really bad, people are going to talk and people are going to let others know that that's their experience with you, that you did not do a good job and you kind of sucked. So do your best. Always do your best to do your best and keep good relationships. Even when you get a Karen in there that really sucks, uh, try to be polite and accommodating without compromising on your values and on your boundaries. That's one thing that's important to do is set boundaries and stick to them when it comes to finances and money and business. Set boundaries and stick to them. But that word of mouth and the letting your work speak for itself are two of probably the most important forms of marketing. Um, those are the two most powerful, and that can either make or break you. Really, is if you do crappy work and people talk about it, that's gonna really hurt your business. So, like I mentioned, I don't think I can stress it enough. Always do your best to do quality work and keep good keep a good reputation with your community because that's who's going to make you the money. That's your clients is people in the community. So those are just a couple things to keep in mind. Um, Once again, I don't have all the answers, but I've got a few of them. So do what's best for you. Follow your gut when it comes to marketing, and just keep at it. And eventually, you'll see some good stuff come from it. And thank you guys for watching. And we'll see you on the next episode.